Hi there folks, welcome back to Rich Reviews. So my latest film for you guys here now. This happens to be The Guilty. This is a remake of a Danish film from 2018, and Denmark, at least at one point, had hopes that this could be nominated for Best Foreign Language Film at the Oscars. It wasn't, and I guess Hollywood took notice of this film, and Hollywood, being what it is, has always said to itself, okay, let's gaslight the foreign films and hopes that the American audience doesn't see them, and so we can remake our own, and that will get people to notice. And amazingly enough, Netflix paid $30 million for the rights to this remake. And who do you get for this task of remaking this film? Hire Antoine Fuqua, the man who was responsible for Training Day, for the Equalizer films, for Southpaw. Less said about that, the better. I happen to like his version of, King Arthur, and I happen to like, Olympus Has Fallen. You get the writer of True Detective, Nick Pizzolatto, and you basically reteam Antoine Fuqua with Jake Gyllenhaal. And Jake Gyllenhaal plays Joe Baylor working a night shift at a 911 call center, and obviously the fact is, yes, Los Angeles is pretty much on fire, and Joe is awaiting trial, and hopefully he can get off on the charge that he's unspecified. We learn later on. Obviously on this one day, he's taking calls, and hopefully things are going to look up. But of course, Joe is not always right in the head. So basically, one call, Emily Lighton calls in and says, oh yes, I am being abducted by my husband. And one of the more amazing, fascinating things is, you know how you always, when you call someone and their voice doesn't always match who you picture them to be? And when I come to learn about this film later on is, oh yes, that Riley Cogue is voicing the woman inside the car that she's being abducted by. Her husband apparently is voiced by Pierre Skarsgård. At least at one point, he was calling his former sergeant. He's voiced by Ethan Hawke. And it's always nice to hear Ethan Hawke, because Ethan Hawke was obviously in Training Day. So outside, a few cosmetic changes, obviously changing the setting and making the characters English. Basically, this is the same film. Now, I know one of the things people often say or have alarm bells by is when a foreign director remakes his own film. That obviously hasn't happened on occasion, because there's Starbuck and Delivery Man, because that was directed by the same guy. There's also that one other film from years ago that I never did see. Alas, obviously, there's a different creative team behind this. This creative team does nothing new. It doesn't do anything special. If there's a reason to see this film, is to see, Jake Gyllenhaal go through the ringer, work up a mental state, and then slowly come to realize, oh yeah, he's been had by this woman. At one point, the desk sergeant, who's a woman, basically says, oh yeah, it takes a broken person to fix a broken person. Again, his performance is good. I have no problem with his performance, because he's assigned to deliver lines over the phone. But alas, I'm just wondering, why remake this film? As I often said, go seek out the original foreign film, because, again, I happen to like the original Millennium Trilogy films. I consider the American remakes imposters. I have no doubt that certain people will probably view this film as an imposter as well. Again, I have no doubt that 911 operators have a very tough job ahead of them, because they're trying to help make sure people in a difficult situation remain calm, and hopefully the thing can resolve itself in an orderly fashion. As last we see, sometimes people go above and beyond what their duty requires them. And obviously, hey look, some guy being robbed by a prostitute, again, is that supposed to be funny? I don't know, but at least here it's kind of funny. I bet there are plenty of times that 911 operators get some really weird things that they have to report. So, hey, there you go. So in the end, folks, weirdly enough, on the strengths of, Jake Gyllenhaal's performance alone, because this is a man who's clearly going through a whole lot of shit right now, and then hopefully can make it out alive. Amazingly enough, I'm going to give this a minute rating strictly for him. The film itself, So folks, The Guilty, have you seen this? What did you think? Please put everything in the comment box below here, folks. What's your favorite foreign language film? Please put everything in the comment box below here, folks. I'm at Michael Richards on Twitter. Yes, hooray.